Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I would be seeing one of the other feature in Lambda where let's go to Lambda once. If we go to Lambda, if you see here, we might not have a plain Lambda function in every of the use case. Some use case might need some custom libraries and it might be using methods from those custom libraries. And for some use case we might need to install some libraries. For suppose in Python, in case if you want to do an API call, you need this request module to be installed, right? So here there are two things. One is, in case if you want some custom library to be installed and you want that to be used in your Lambda function, how do we do that? And second thing, for suppose you have some custom code and you want to access methods in that custom code, how do you do that? These two scenarios we'll be covering up today. Okay, so now as usual we know how to create the Lambda function. So let me do that one more time quickly. So I came to Lambda create function. So my Lambda 4, I'll mention it, I'll use Python here, and then I'll select the architecture and then I'll create the Lambda function. So once you do this, we'll get the plain Lambda vanilla code, right? So now let's create as per our wish by covering the two scenarios. One is to install the custom models, one is to access the code from these custom packages. Okay, so now I'll go to my Visual Studio Code. To follow this, if you go to the documentation, they suggest some hierarchy. So they showed an example of Boto 3. So whatever you want to install, all those packages should be installed in this root folder only. And this lambda function.py, inside which we have def lambda handler method, should be there in this root directory only. Everything should be there in this root directly. Even if you have some custom package, that should also be there in this root directory only. So let me go to Visual Studio and let me create all this. So now if you see in my folder, I created a lambda function. So inside which I'm using the requests module to access the GitHub API. It will just return some response whether it's 200 or not. So, okay, that's one thing I'm doing. Along with that, if you see, I am accessing a name from the event. You know, I have explained you what exactly is this event. We can pass external arguments and we can access those through this event variable. That's one thing. And that name I'm passing to this method called greet. And this greet method is not there in my lambda function. It is there in my custom library. So inside this custom library, I have a utils method, and inside which I have a greet method. I want to access this custom library methods. So to access, how do we access that? We will be seeing that. And if you see, I have, like, you know, in any of the custom packages, we'll have in init.py file, inside which we can even grant access to so and so methods and only. So if you see here, __ all equal to greet, that means if I have some other methods like greet, wish and some other methods, here I'm making sure I give access only to the greet method. That's the purpose of this init class, and that's the purpose of this line actually. And that can be controlled using this init class. That's it. Now and one more thing, what is the purpose of this init.py is, like, we don't need to again from custom lib dot util import greet. We don't have to do that. We can directly access this greet method saying from custom lib import greet, if in case if we use this __ init.py. So if you come to my code here, if you see the greet method, how am I greeting? From custom lib import greet. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not using from custom lib dot util dot py. So these kind of things can be done using this init.py, which is nowhere related to our lambda, just that we are using it. I'm just showing you, that's it. And so here if you see, we are doing two things. One is accessing the external library, which is requests, which we have to install and keep it in our directory. And the second thing is accessing some custom code in some external packages. Okay, so now if you come to this documentation page, what they are saying is, in case if we directly install everything, the code might look messy while development. So he suggests to create a folder called package, and inside which you install all the things, but while zipping you make sure everything is in the root directory only. So let's create one of the directory here, package package. That's it. Now I'll run the command. If you see, I'm not in this package folder, I'm in this my lambda function folder only, and I'm installing and saying that install everything in this packages folder. So now when I execute this, if you see, all the dependency libraries came inside this package. So now we can locally test this code and all, but while adding a package, we should make sure all these libraries or all these folders should be outside of this package only. Everything should be in this root folder only, inside this my lambda func only. For that, they just gave the command here. If you see, just go to cd packages first, and then they are saying zip everything and keep inside this my deployment package. Okay, so all inside this my deployment package, whatever is there inside the package might have gone. So let's go here. So now if I extract this, if you see, inside this I have all these dependent libraries. Now we need to add what? This custom lib we need to add, this lambda function we need to add inside this zip file. So let's go back. Let me delete this unzipped one. That's it. Now let me add it. So now if you see, they're saying, they just shared this command. So zip, in this zip, add lambda function.py. So when we add it, it is outside. So when I add it, this lambda function is moved to the zip. And again, I want this custom library also, because my code is using this custom libraries. So let me do this as well. Star I'll keep, so that everything in this custom libraries will be copied inside this zip only. So now if I go and extract this, let's see how the structure is. So this is zip file. So when I expand this folder got created. When I go inside, if you see, my custom libraries is in the root, lambda function is in the root, all the libraries is in the root. This is mandatory, otherwise your lambda function will get an error. Everything should be in this root folder only. So now we can go ahead and upload this zip. And the point to remember is, in case if the zip file is less than 50 MB, then we can directly upload it from our local machine itself. In case if the zip file is beyond 50 MB, then we have to copy it into S3 and then point it. So now if I go to my lambda function, here upload from, I'll just use .zip file from local because it's less than 50 MB mine. So I'll just click on upload, and if I come to my lambda func, my deployment package.zip, everything is in the root folder only. So now when I click on upload, let's see how it displays here in this lambda function here. It's successfully updated. Might be it is deploying. It uploads and then deploys both. See, now if you see the code, everything is in this root folder only. All the custom packages, custom lib, and all the package which we installed, request module and everything, and my lambda function, everything is in this root folder only. That's how it should be, otherwise it throws an error. So now we can test this. So when I click on test, we don't have any test. So let me test this, test one, and I'm passing one argument here, name, right? So let me do this, Praveen. That's it. And now save. Now let's test it. See, the response 200 has come. Hello Praveen, welcome to AWS Lambda. So now if I go to my custom lib, I guess I did not show you guys the code. Utils. See, hello, name what we pass, welcome to AWS Lambda. So we are able to access the methods in our custom library, and also we are able to trigger this basic git URL and get the response. If you see request.get this basic git API URL, and the response code is 200. That's what we are keeping here, status code. That's it. So this is how we access the custom libraries or methods in our custom libraries, point one. And this is how we can install and keep the custom libraries which our Lambda has to use. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.